He made it home. Pastor Steve Gaines, former president of the Southern Baptist Convention, longtime senior pastor of Bellevue Baptist Church in Memphis, Tennessee, has passed away. Just days ago, we were covering the news that he had entered hospice care. And now, the news that so many were dreading, and that so many believers say they were expecting, has come. Steve Gaines has stepped into eternity. Bellevue Baptist Church posted the announcement on their Facebook page. Their words: "It's with a heavy heart that we share with you the passing of our beloved Pastor Emeritus, Dr. Steve Gaines. After a 2-year-long battle with cancer, Brother Steve stepped into eternity earlier this afternoon, and he is now fully healed in the presence of the Lord." Fully healed. That's how his church chose to frame it. Yet not as a loss, though it is a profound one, but as a completion, as an arrival. The church added, "The Lord is faithful, and we trust in his goodness to be near Donna and the family and encourage them every day. Thank you for praying with us for Brother Steve's family." The funeral will take place in the Worship Center at Bellevue Baptist Church this Sunday, March 22nd at 6 p.m., with a visitation at 4 p.m. John Steve Gaines was born in Corinth, Mississippi, and grew up in Dyersburg, Tennessee. He earned his bachelor's degree from Union University in Jackson, the same school where he met his wife Donna, and went on to earn both his Master of Divinity and his Ph.D. from Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary in Fort Worth, Texas. He pastored churches across Texas, Tennessee, and Alabama before arriving at Bellevue in 2005, stepping into the pulpit that had been held for 32 years by the legendary Dr. Adrian Rogers. That is not a small thing. That is not a light burden. And by every account, Steve Gaines carried it with honor. Under his leadership, Bellevue remained one of the most significant evangelical churches in the country. And in 2016, the Southern Baptist Convention, the largest Protestant denomination in America, elected him as their president. He served 2 terms through 2018. Jeff Yorg, president and CEO of the Southern Baptist Convention's Executive Committee, said this: "Steve Gaines was a remarkable example of family leadership, pastoral effectiveness, preaching power, and evangelistic zeal. He inspired me and encouraged me to be a better husband, father, friend, and leader. We thank God for his leadership in the Southern Baptist Convention, pray for his family as they grieve, and celebrate the peace he now enjoys in heaven." This was not Steve Gaines's first encounter with serious illness. Back in 2000, while still pastoring in Gardendale, Alabama, he was diagnosed with myasthenia gravis, a muscle disease that left him struggling to stand, struggling to keep his eyes open. For a preacher, that's about as devastating as it gets. He had surgery, went on medication, recovered, and went right back to the pulpit. Then in 2023, kidney cancer. And then it spread to his lungs. In 2024, he stepped back from his pastoral role at Bellevue to focus on his health. The church he had led for nearly 2 decades, the pulpit he had inherited from a legend. He was named Pastor Emeritus, and Ben Mandrell stepped in as lead pastor in July 2025. He spent his final months transitioning with grace, updating his congregation, asking for prayer, not hiding, not retreating into silence. Living, right up to the edge, the way he had always lived, openly, faithfully, without apology. I want to tell you again, because I think it matters more now than it did when we first shared it, about a story that defines who Steve Gaines was. When former SBC President Bart Barber first met Gaines, the man looked him in the eye with an intensity Barber described as uncomfortable and said, "I just need to know one thing. Do you share the gospel with people? Because I just can't help it. I share the gospel with everyone I meet. People are going to hell, and someone has to rescue them." Barber, himself a pastor, a leader, or as a man of deep conviction, said he answered yes. And then felt guilty afterward for not answering. "Yes, but I will do better now that we've talked." That's the kind of man Steve Gaines was. He didn't carry the gospel like a badge. He carried it like a burden, like a fire he couldn't put out. He spent his life pointing people toward eternity. And now, he's there. Bellevue Baptist Church closed their statement with a passage from 1 Thessalonians 4. "We do not want you to be uninformed, brothers and sisters, concerning those who are asleep, so that you will not grieve like the rest, who have no hope. For if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, in the same way, through Jesus, God will bring with him those who have fallen asleep. 1 Thessalonians 4:13-14. That's their anchor. That's their comfort. And if you're a person of faith watching this, I think you understand exactly what they mean. If you're not, consider what it means to live a life so saturated with conviction that even your dying is consistent with everything you ever preached. Steve Gaines didn't flinch. He didn't change the message at the end. He walked toward the thing he'd been telling others about for 60-something years. There's something worth pausing on in that. Would you take a moment, wherever you are, and pray for Donna Gaines, for their children, for the congregation at Bellevue Baptist, for every person whose life was touched by this man's ministry? And if this video meant something to you, if this story moved you, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and drop a comment below. Let's hold this family in our thoughts together. Until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other.